you know, and they're dark and they're disturbing. Oh, yes.
I kind of like it.
I kind of like it like that, actually. Should we? There you go.
I feel like this is like a...
You have a beautiful clavicle. You may as well show it off. Yeah, you know.
That's something I've always agreed with.
You do have a beautiful clavicle, right? See?
I'm Allison Hagendorf. America, this is the next. Hello, Times Square. Hello, Madison Square Garden. Welcome to X Games Aspen. I'm Allison Hagendorf. I'm the live announcer of the VMAs. Welcome to Rock This with Allison Hagendorf.
Yeah, this is Allison Hagendorf.
Hello, my fellow music lovers, and welcome to the Allison Hagendorf Show.
Hello, my fellow music lovers, and welcome to the Allison Hagendorf Show. This is where we celebrate the universal love of music and the rock and roll spirit that lives in each of us. I'm so glad you're here. We are coming to you from DWP Studios in Los Angeles, and I want to give a shout out to our presenting sponsor, Cloudwater, and our friends at Karma Sauce. These are quality products I love, and they help make this show possible along with you. Your support means the world to me. Thank you for watching, listening, and subscribing. On the Allison Hagendorf Show, I love to celebrate superstars, past, present, and future. Artist discovery has always been a passion of mine, and my earliest work in the music industry was doing major record label A&R, scouting talent and making records. Throughout my career, I have continued to discover and champion emerging talent, helping to get both their music and their stories in front of as many people as possible. Today's episode, we celebrate alternative pop pioneer Jazmin Bean, an English singer-songwriter and makeup artist. They first gained attention online for their extreme makeup looks, but it's Jazmin's music that really has me hooked. We talk all about their journey to find their defining sound, the trauma and the healing that inspired their lyrics and evocative storytelling, their debut album Traumatic Livelihood, and what they're setting out to achieve next. We'll be back with Jazmin Bean right here in the studio. One thing about me is that I work hard and play hard, and this functionally fun box from Cloudwater helps me do that. These are my people. Listen to what it says inside. The world would be a better place if fun people lived forever. Yes, I subscribe to this. I feel seen. Inside, we have organic caffeine, we have daily defense, immunity, and CBD, which I imbibe every single afternoon. I think you'll enjoy this. Go to cloudwaterbrands.com, use my code Allison30 for 30% off, and let me know what you think. Cheers. As you know, I care so much about the music community, and I wanted to share a way for artists and content creators to get your videos seen by more people. Advertising.me is one of the leading digital marketing boutique companies. They promoted over 50,000 songs, artists, and creators, and they specialize in YouTube promotions. With algorithms always changing, they are in direct contact with YouTube teams to get ahead of the ever-evolving landscape. They use targeted advertising, curated playlists, and other YouTube strategies to connect your music and content with the right audience based on a deep understanding of your fans. No bots, only real views, fans, engagement, and subscribers. For all artists, any budget, you can unlock YouTube starting at just $100. Go to advertising.me and use my code Allison20 for 20% off your first campaign. My guest today is a trailblazing singer-songwriter and multimedia artist who blends genres, pushes boundaries, and is creating a sound and artistry all their own. Their debut album, Traumatic Livelihood, is out now, and they're about to embark on a world tour. Jazmin Bean, welcome to the show.
Yay!
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm excited to be here.
As you know, I have been following you now for many years, and in the past I've loved supporting you when I was at Spotify, and just as a fan, I'm a huge fan of yours on so many levels. Your music, your fashion. We were just talking about this outfit right here. It's just...
I appreciate that.
Well, what was the inspiration for your outfit today?
Well, I went to the flea market yesterday and I promised that I would not buy any clothes because I have clothes and I don't need any more. But then I saw this dress and then about 4 more dresses and I thought, well,
oops,
that's okay.
Yes.
Maybe just some more clothes. But yeah, I just bought it and so I wanted to try it on.
Oh, it's so amazing. It's so, I love it. Like we were saying, it's
It was
very
only
like
$50.
really.
Yeah.
That is a steal.
I had to do it.
You actually had to. Yeah, I'm glad you did because I'm loving it. I feel like it's like 90s grunge. Like it's just such a cool look.
Yeah.
Love it.
Thank you.
It's not my fault. It's yours. I just want to dive into it because it's out. It's so good. Tell me about this song.
This song was quite random. We just made it, and like I love when I leave the studio and I'm so excited to play someone the song. Like that's how I know it's been a good session, when I'm like whoever I'm going like home to, I'm like so excited to show them the song. And I remember with this song in particular, I left the studio and we weren't going into the studio looking for anything or really recording for like any real reason other than we just like to make music. And then I remember going back home or I was going to someone's house and I was just like texting them. I was like, I'm 2 minutes away, and by the way, you have to listen to my
so
song.
good.
And like,
Now this song you did with Jessica Winter, who you worked with before on the EP.
we
so-
worked a lot together. She did Zachary, and she did
Yes.
Yandere. You know, she did Monster Truck. She's done so much. She was like the second person I ever made a song with, I think. Yeah.
You just had this chemistry together.
Yeah. Well, she didn't. We met because she didn't know that I was 14, but she would invite me to do performance art performances at her nightclub nights. And she was booking me. She didn't know. Sorry, Jess. She knows now, but she didn't know that I was 14. And so I would go there, I would sing, and I would like rub chicken liver all over. I was just looking for some shock in my life. I found school very mundane, and I was going through stuff that I wanted to escape from. So I would just go to the clubs and perform. Whether that was really appropriate, probably not. Wouldn't recommend for a 14-year-old. But yeah, she just heard me when I did the performance. I would sing and then do the crazy stuff, and she heard me sing and then was like, wow, you're actually really good at singing. We should record. But when I was 14, I wasn't interested in doing music. I just wanted to like go to nightclubs and probably like rub chicken liver on myself.
Right, as you do. Yeah, I totally understand.
Anything but just to study.
Yes.
Anything to escape, really. At that time.
Yeah, that's a hard age in general. And I know that, of course, you've been through so much trauma also at that age. So I'm sure you just needed any sort of escape and expression as an
And
outlet.
it was, like a character. Like that's kind of when Jazmin Bean kind of came about. I think that's when I changed my username on Instagram to Jazmin Bean, and I was doing like the really crazy looks, and this kind of like other version of me kind of came about. But that's how I met Jess, and she just kept booking me. And then I guess she found out that I was 16 when I was like, okay, finally let's record a song. I recorded my first song, like let's record my second song, which was Saccharine. And I can't believe that's the second song I ever made.
That is wild.
But yeah, we recorded, and then obviously she found out that like I was like 14 when I was like at the nightclubs.
But kudos to her for really seeing the potential of your
Yeah.
talent. That's really impressive.
Because I had such bad stage fright then. This was like in a hole in the wall, like bar. Like, and I was about to leave.
Where was this? This is in London?
Yeah, I think it was in like Dalston.
Okay.
And they called my name to perform, and I was actually going to just leave. And my friend made me stay. And then I think I sang like a Marina and the Diamonds song.
Wow.
And I had
Love
this
Marina.
jug of just like chicken liver.
Right.
And I just was singing the song, and then I just was throwing it around. But she saw potential in that. You know, not many people would, I guess.
It was the innovation of incorporating animal organs as well.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly these days.
Right. I love that you debuted the song at BludFest.
I actually forgot that I did that. And then I was in an interview after, and they were like, so you just played the song? And I didn't really know what they were talking about. I was like, oh my God, I did play that song.
Does that happen to you when you perform sometimes? Do you
Well,
get
just because
like...
it was the first time in a while.
Yeah.
And like there was an issue getting people in, so there wasn't that much
Right.
people at my set. And so I was kind of just like focused on making it like performing for me. Because I feel like sometimes the audience was great, but like sometimes you don't get that option of it being your diehard fans all the time.
Yes.
So if you're only like giving what you're getting back, it's like, you know, you just have to give 100 all the time, no matter what the audience is. But it was really nice to perform the song, and there were some kids that like knew. There was like 15 seconds that I posted online.
Yeah.
I couldn't hear, but when I looked back on videos of them recording it, I saw that they were singing that
Wow.
verse. But that happened too at another show before the album was released. We were performing Is This It on tour. And I hadn't posted anything of it online, but someone already came to a show and knew all the lyrics. And I was like singing it, and I was like, wait, how does this kid know the lyrics?
That's a special breed of fandom, you know?
Yeah.
How does that make you feel? Even though there were issues with kids getting in, so there wasn't as many people as you hoped, the ones who were there were
Yeah.
hardcore.
Well, there were so many hardcore people that came up to me and were like, I'm so sad. Like, I lined up for so long, and but that's, you know, festivals
That's
are tricky.
yeah.
But yeah, my fans are very special, and I feel very grateful for them. I think sometimes I like forget like truly how grateful I am. Like as someone who like often felt like I don't not misunderstood. That makes it seem like I did something bad and I'm misunderstood or whatever, but didn't feel like understood by many people like growing up. It's very weird to have like loads of people who are like, no, we actually understand, and not only do you understand, but we relate, and that's just very alien to me. Well, not anymore, I guess.
Right.
But it's weird. Yeah, it's very odd when you've grown up and you feel like, I think I'll just have to go my life people just not really understanding me, and then there's just like so much people that are like, well, we feel the exact same way. And you know, I wrote so many of the songs being like, there were a few songs, like I actually had to change all the lyrics in Is This It? Because I was just yapping too much. Like I really got like too honest in the song and said some things that like maybe my therapist shouldn't even know. So then I like changed the lyrics to something a bit more appropriate, if you can even believe.
Really? So the version that we know of Is This It is a different version than the original.
Yeah, I say some choice words in the original, and they're not. It wasn't like stating any. It was my own truth, but it's quite a like. It's basically just my thoughts that I'm like, okay, maybe don't share with the class.
That's true. It's like a fine line between you want to express yourself totally, but there are some things you want to keep for yourself, perhaps.
Yeah, I just don't even think I would tell like a friend like what
Right.
I was gonna put in it. But there are some things that I would write about that I don't think I would tell a friend. Like for me, it's easier to write in a song. I don't mind how desperate or ugly I look. Like I've got a session like after this, so I'm thinking like played it a bit safe like the last session. I think this time I'm just gonna go full desperate, laying on the floor. I think
love that.
I tried a few sessions where I was like, okay, maybe I'll just like be a bit more, but I think this time I'm gonna.
This time you're going to let it go.
Yeah, but I didn't expect when I did the like lyrics, I was like, oh, I'll kind of just say what I want, and like if people don't know what I'm talking about or don't relate, then like that's fine. But people, it's weird when you kind of bare your soul and you're like, this just does.
You think it's so personal, but actually so many people can relate to
Yeah.
it, for better or for worse.
Even like songs that are about such specific situations, you know, people are able to relate it to like other things that are happening in their life, and I think that's so cool.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about you are your lyrics. You really have this unique ability. They're so real, raw, vulnerable, introspective. They're also so picturesque, you know,
Yeah.
and they're dark and they're disturbing. Oh, yes.
I kind of like
I kind of
it.
like it like that, actually. Should we? There you go.
I feel
Little
like
show.
this is like a
You have a beautiful clavicle. You may as well show it off. Yeah, you know.
that's something I've always agreed with.
You do have a beautiful clavicle, right? See? We just tell it like it is here. Your lyrics, and there's such darkness, but there's such beauty in them. I wore this Smiths shirt today because the Smiths and The Cure are two of my favorite bands.
I was just at dinner with or lunch, or who cares, about with the person that I'm recording with today, and we were just talking about them both so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Are they influences for you?
Yeah, I like the happy sad.
Yes. Yes.
Like I want the lyrics to be the most like desperate, heartbreaking, embarrassing thing ever, but I don't want the song to, unless I'm seeking out like a song to like make. Sometimes I'll like it's probably not good. You know, you kind of make yourself sad just because you
Yes.
feel like you need to be, you like just like perpetuate sadness.
Well,
for no
sometimes you need to
reason.
be in that in order to process. I feel like it's part of the
Yeah.
processing.
I
Yeah.
like listened to like, I was doing absolutely fine, and then I decided to like, I put on like an Ethel Cain song, like with the intention of
Yes.
it like making me upset.
Yes.
And I just feel like that's so,
I do that too.
come on.
I do that. Usually it's The Cure for me. Who are some of your influences? Who are some artists that you either grew up listening to or to this day still inspire you?
Oh, I mean, I'll forever love like David Bowie.
Yes.
Honestly, I've been listening to a lot of Mitski. And I think I'll always love Lana.
Yes.
Like always. I know
Always.
everyone likes her, so like I'm not.
But it's
It's not really
understandable. She's
that
objectively
really
great.
interesting answer, but like I don't know. I've just been listening to her music like for like since I was like a teen. I just remember like walking to school when I was like 12 and listening to like Ultraviolence, which I don't know if 12-year-olds needed to be listening to Ultraviolence, but I mean I see 9-year-olds listening to my music. And I'm
Right.
talking about fucking everything
Yeah.
that just really 9-year-olds shouldn't listen to. And I thought that was the thing. I thought, oh, I'm gonna scare away all my younger fans with this album because it's about topics that maybe if they shouldn't know about. But I think like then I realized that such young people came and related to me about the album, and it kind of clicked like much like myself, like you don't get a choice what age you go through stuff.
Right.
And you know, so there actually were a lot of really young people who were like, I actually really related to that. And it kind of blew my mind. I forgot. Like I even forgot, like, you know, young people go like,
Yes.
you know.
I think it's also unfortunately, young people have gone through some of the things that you sing about, but also it's a cautionary tale
Yeah.
to let young people know that unfortunately this exists.
I literally
and-
just made a song that said, I'm a cautionary tale with a pretty
Really?
face.
Really?
Yeah. I do
Wow.
feel like I'm just a walking cautionary tale. Like, I don't know if that's positive or negative, but that's the way I feel.
I think it's positive because one, by sharing this, it's therapeutic for you. It's part of your story. It's part of your journey. And it also gets the story out there to others to know that this exists.
Yeah.
You know?
But I don't like being like I don't know. I've definitely done stuff I'm like not proud of, and I hate that like maybe to some people out there that like I'm like the cautionary tale. We all have that cautionary tale type of person that you're like, never again. Like I hate that, but you know.
But you also represent so much hope and optimism. And I
would
think
like
that
to
that's
think
important.
so.
Yeah.
I was trying to find the balance of making the project like still uplifting and not make everyone just feel like everything's just doom and gloom, because it's not. Like I wanted there to be hope. I just also needed to get some stuff
Yes.
off my chest so I can write about normal things like breakups and feeling sexy and not just the most devastating
Yes.
thing ever.
Well, I love that you've said that you don't want to just trauma bond with your fans.
I don't.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want to become part of this whole sad girls club thing. Like, no.
Yeah. And there's certain songs that I think really do show the hope and the optimism of it. So, of course, there's some dark songs on the album, but songs like, actually, can I tell you one of my favorites that's like an album track is
Yeah.
Charm Bracelet.
Really? Okay, that
Yes.
was some selective favorites, and I feel like I can gather a lot about people if that's their favorite. I was just at dinner with a friend, and she said that's also her favorite. But it's very few and far between that I hear that, because it's quite a like. I don't actually think it's a song that should have gone on the album. I love it.
It stands
but, like,
out. It does.
doesn't-
It does stand out.
You know, it feels so random.
It doesn't feel random to me. It just stands out because also the message. I love the message of it. It's sort of like we can't control, there is evil out there, but the only way I can face it by making it like part of me and I wear it.
Yeah, I think like with that and the blood brings color and fluoresce, like, I wanted it to be like, I actually hate when people say this to me, but when people are like, oh, well, like, you know, going through stuff, it like adds character. But as much as I hate people saying that to me, I actually fully stand by that. I think that it like, I don't think you should make yourself go basically the messages of the song are like, I don't think you should make yourself go through stuff to have character. That would be a little, you might, have a bit too much
masochistic
character.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think you should be able to like add purpose to it, so you don't just feel like, I think if you can bring purpose to it, or like meaning, and meaning's different from being like, well, it all happened for a reason. Some things just are fucked up.
Yes. It didn't happen for a reason. You're right.
But you can make meaning, I guess, and it makes it all feel a little bit less doom and gloom, So I guess that's why I wanted to make those songs. So I didn't want people to feel depressed by my telling of events.
But I think your telling of events really are powerful, and the fact that you're able to now look back on it and write about it, it's part of your sort of healing journey, and, looking back at songs like Black Dress, and Best Junkie You Adore, one of my favorites.
I love that song. I love both of those songs.
They're amazing.
I think Black Dress is underrated.
It's a fantastic song. It's such a powerful song. I'm sure because you've battled with addiction and there was a point, I'm so glad that you sought help for yourself. What was it? What was that point for you that you realized that you needed help?
I think rock bottoms look different for everyone, but I think getting to a point where my friends were dying, like people were just like, someone literally like, they luckily got resuscitated, but like died in front of my eyes. And then I had another friend pass away, and just being at her memorial and engaging in the things that like killed her, like at her own memorial, just hitting those lows where you just think, it gets to a point where you're just like, this will never get better. Like, this is never going to get better. And I think realizing that you're just powerless, and just the loss, like, we're not always privileged to get the things we lost back. And you're not even guaranteed, like, in every day that you're in it, like, you're not guaranteed another day on earth. Not even that you're guaranteed another day on earth if you get sober. None of us are, but I think looking around at, like, the loss, and to know that I'm not the exception to anyone that I see if I walk on Skid Row, or anyone that is no longer alive. Like, I'm not the exception. And at that point, like, I had been in active addiction since I was like 14. I started going out to like clubs when I was 14, and then I started a career at 16. So by the time all of this was happening, I just thought, like, this is, I've had my fun, it was not even a life anymore. So it didn't really feel like an option, because it's just like, and every time it gets like that, you just look around and you're like, what do I have left? Like, what I could have. And I think in those times you think like, there's not possibly a way that I could get sober. And I'm privileged enough that I was able to like find like actual professional help. So I guess I'm speaking from like a standpoint where it's like, guys, it's so easy. You just need like $60,000.
Yeah.
Like, but I want to, I guess, like stay like strong for my audience, even on days where I feel like I can't do this, because like these kids come up to me and like tell me that they're probably like 12, and they're like, I don't drink or like do drugs because of you. Or like, and it's just like, what the fuck, you can't fuck that up. Like, there are people that I just want to be able to like be there for the people that I'm not perfect, but I want to, it's like hard words to get out on like such a big topic.
Yes.
Basically, I just know that there'll never be a life where I'm happy if I'm not sober. And I think it's hard being a young person. You think like, oh, I could just do this another time. I'm so young. Like, don't I get to live? Like, but it's not living. You just ruin everything. And I'm I need to take my like wins and like run with them, you know. I'm so lucky that I get to sit here today, and I'm so lucky that I'm like alive, and I'm so lucky that I still have things around me that could have easily never come back. And so I feel like I need to like hold on to that. Someone actually told me recently that I need to be more grateful, and I agree. So I'm trying to implement that. But yeah, that's it's hard to get the words across on something like that, but I think a turning point is just seeing like the loss and knowing like this will only multiply if you don't get better. But I also understand that I'm speaking from a place where I like, you know, was able to get help.
Yes.
Not everyone has that.
Absolutely.
And everyone's timeline's different. You know, I know getting sober young is hard. But and when I first got clean and I was like 19, and people used to tell me like, I used to go to like the meetings, people used to go, you're so lucky for getting like sober so young. I used to think, I'm not lucky. Like I should be like living my life. Like I never got like a adolescence. But like now I look back and I'm like, no, you are so lucky, because I've got friends the same age as me that like won't get to turn any older. You know, I want to be able to like grow old. And it's so awful, because when I was in it, I thought like, well, if I die young, then it probably just helped my career anyways. You know, I thought, well...
You mentioned that on Best Junkie You Adore. There's that lyric. It's I'd like rewound it, because it says, if you want to be great, you can die at 28. 27's on the nose, so go strike your forever pose. Wow.
I guess, yeah, I just thought... There was a time where I was like, oh, things are not looking good for me. Well, I guess worst comes to worst, I die. And if I do die, then I guess I'll probably just be more cool in the long run. Maybe people will even appreciate my music more. Maybe I'll become like a prodigy and get some cool graffiti somewhere in London. You know, how, you know, no. These people that died were not cool because they're dead. They're cool because they're just super cool and they work to be cool. They just happen to die.
Yeah.
But I guess I just hope we can see more stories of like people that recover.
Yeah.
And yeah, doesn't have to be like this death hall of fame.
Right, of course.
That I was just like totally okay with joining.
I'm so glad that you're in this new perspective now. And now when you look ahead to turning 27, 28.
That would be a big one.
Like, how do you feel now looking ahead?
I am actually pretty scared to grow old. But luckily I have lots of time, I hope, to think about that. So I guess I'll just pick a new fear for today, because that one's a bit nonsensical. Not really something I can help.
Right.
But I hope to live a long time.
I will say that aging is a gift, and it really, you get better with age. It is so true.
Yeah, to be like wise and you kind of don't give a shit anymore. That's
so
all
comfortable in your own skin.
I could wish for.
Yeah.
I was just saying to someone like, oh, I just want to be like the reliable friend. I feel like I'm such...
I love that. I just want to be the reliable friend.
I just want to be the reliable friend so bad. Like, I feel like I'm such the I'm such like a baby of the friendship group, and I just feel like I'm always going over to people's houses and like crying, or like just, I'm having the worst day ever, like please can you call me? And I just want to like just be the reliable friend and like have a really cool place and like make food for my friends and get a car and be able to drive my friends places and just not be a little baby anymore.
But you will.
I know.
And you can. Absolutely. You know,
I just like have this dream. I don't know why it's my dream to just like drive like one of my friends to work.
it's a wonderful dream, because that's where like the good stuff happens, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like sometimes the mundane things are the best things.
Totally.
You know?
Like
they really
I just like I've been dreaming of it so much lately, and this always happens when I'm about to go on tour. I dream of this like simple life.
Yeah, well, that makes sense.
But I just really want to drive one of my friends to work.
This can happen for you. This can happen.
I'll report back.
What's also wonderful about your sobriety is that you had written new music, but then when you got sober, you sort of scrapped it and started over.
Yeah, I like scrapped it because it just really sounded like, well, exactly what it was. Someone making music on hard drugs, which just doesn't sound very good.
What did you learn about yourself when you started to write from sobriety, from sober?
Actually quite good.
Fantastic.
Like, I didn't know. Do you know what I mean? You know when you
Yes.
like kind of surprise yourself? I was like, yeah, I guess like I can like do this music thing, like it's cool, whatever. Like, but when I actually like writing sober, I was like, oh my God, I can write a song.
You're
Like,
like,
I didn't
you're an excellent songwriter,
I
by
didn't
the way.
know. And like I don't know, just like to have that precision and you're not just like dozing off on the couch.
Right. To have that clarity to actually hone in on your skills.
And not just be thinking like, when can I get off work so I can just like, you know, it was such a fun experience creating that album. But yeah, just like having that like tunnel vision on the project and like that kind of being the high, like that whole like 6 months. I'm not even sure can't remember how long it took to make that album. Yeah, I enjoyed.
Stockholm Butterfly, such another amazing,
I love
beautiful
that one.
song. Very powerful.
I love that song, and I didn't really know if like that song, like what I talk about in it is like I didn't really, maybe people could like relate it to their own situations, but it's not like a song, like another, like maybe Traumatic Livelihood, where like kind of anyone can take their piece from it. Like the lyrics are like kind of nuanced and you can kind of get the gist and like run with whatever context you like with it. But that song, I was like, I'm kind of just releasing this for myself. So if people like it, cool. If they don't, that's fine. But yeah, I will always I'm really excited to perform that song live, and I don't want people to think I can like that's based purely off of my experience, and so I was hoping that people would see that and not think I'm like glamorizing some like weird abuse thing. Sometimes I write from a perspective where by the time I'm writing it, I know that the way I felt was like not healthy, but I still want to write from it, and not just act like this fully knowledge person because I'm not.
Right.
But yeah, just writing from a point of like maybe not exactly how I feel now. And I do that in a lot of songs, but I like to write from like the most like truest perspective, like the rawest one.
Yeah.
Even if it's not exactly how I think about now.
How did you get out of that situation with the grooming began so young for you, right? You were about 14.
Is such a long story,
Of course.
and there's so much legal madness that happens after, and even throughout all the legal madness, he's free. So it is quite a touchy thing to talk about, but one day I would love to be able to speak on it, because it is something that probably was avoidable for me. I think it was avoidable.
I totally understand, and that's even extra heavy. And I'm so grateful we have that song from it, because it's really beautiful and it's really powerful and really showcases your talents as a songwriter and storyteller.
Just wanted to make something from like the heart on that, and just how I felt. Like, I think it's a like weird, like I think it's weird when you're trying to be a forgiving person or trying to be better than not become a product of abuse, and not repeat like generational like cycles or just cycles at all of like the abuse, you know. I think it's hard when you're taught like forgiveness is like key, but then a part of you is just like, but you know, you want to like forgive and everything, but sometimes it's not so simple when it's such a like heinous like crime like that.
And especially when you didn't receive the closure that you deserve.
Also when someone's not even sorry, it's like
yes. No, you're absolutely right. You know what? All of this is part of a process, you know?
I'm sure I'll have a different perspective on the grieving process of that, because I'm truly like grieving my adolescence and innocence, I guess. and a lot of things, but at the time that was the song that I
Yeah.
made for that.
A beautiful highlight of the album is Terrified,
Yeah.
which is a straight up love song.
I know. I'm getting into love songs. I kind of want a just love song album. It's so, I love a love song.
I love Terrified.
Especially when I'm not in love.
That's my question. So did you write Terrified about someone or?
Yeah, it was just my first healthy, proper relationship that wasn't trying to kill me or do anything insane, or wasn't 40 years old. It was just a nice, normal, healthy thing. And I just thought, yeah, this is terrifying because I don't truly know what trust means, because just trying to navigate that and trying to just put trust into something and also just not act crazy. Yeah, I just wanted to shed some light on that. Love is real, guys.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that's beautiful that you have this feeling in this song, and I love hearing you say you want to do more love songs.
I know, I made a love song, and then I want to do a video where I'm in love with this big monster, and then we just go and the monster buys me a cat, and we go to the cinema and eat food and go in the photo booth. I love a photo booth. Anyone who goes around with me knows anytime I see a photo booth, it doesn't matter where it is, I get it.
Noted. I love it. You got to document that moment.
They had a free one at BludFest, and I just milked it.
You did.
Yeah, I have 7. But yeah, I want to do more love songs.
Let's talk about your abilities as a director. I mean, you are such a multifaceted, talented creative. Your videos are movies, they're films,
Thank
you're such a
you.
talent just as a director.
I appreciate that.
Is this such something that's as important to you as your music?
Yeah. Well, I was going to do film originally. And then I thought, maybe not now. It's an industry that you really have to have, you have to be interning for a long time, or you have to have some kind of bump from underneath. And I wanted my ideas out right now, this week. And so I thought film, that's okay, so I can make this music video, or I can make a film, and I can put the music video out in a week, or I could put this film out in 5 years.
Right.
And so I just thought, yeah, I'll just do music, because I was making music for the films anyways. And I thought, I was doing short films, so I thought that's just a music video now. I just have to move my mouth to the words. It's the same.
It really is. Your videos are so good. And I know that Tim Burton was an early inspiration for you.
Yeah, I just adored him when I was younger. I think I was a really small kid, and I would see his films in the cinema. And I don't know, him and Jim Henson, I still really love.
That's a Jim Henson quote right next to you there.
Really
I love
is?
Jim Henson and Tim Burton, two of my loves. Isn't that nice?
Each other in love and forgive. Oh,
Isn't that wonderful? It
that
says,
is
please
so-
watch out for each other and love and forgive everybody. It's a good life. Enjoy it. Jim Henson. Isn't that beautiful?
I just really love him. The Dark
Yeah.
Crystal is my favorite film.
Love The Dark Crystal.
Honestly, I don't think that will ever not be my favorite film in the world ever. And I don't know, I'm just always attracted to those little creatures, I feel like people think, when I hang out with people, they think I'm such a baby, because I just collect these toys and watch Jim Henson. I love the
No, those are
Muppets,
objective masterpieces, I mean,
just
they
love
were
it.
groundbreaking.
I need, in such a serious life, I need my surroundings to just be magical and fun. I have I collect a lot of toys. Not baby toys, but they're toys are they're cool.
Of course.
I'm trying to convince.
I have a
everyone
Betty
that
White pillow. I have a Betty White doll.
My
I
toys
collect
are
dolls.
cool.
Yeah.
I think my toys are cool, but I love all my artwork. Is incredibly colorful, and kind of is Jim Henson and inspired. And so I feel in this life I need color and fun things around me at all times.
When you do have down days, like we all do, what is a source of color for you?
I like to paint. And I like to watch reality TV. And so probably just do that.
It really seems like you're in a really good place right now.
I'm all right. I think I'm okay. I'm trying to be okay.
Right.
I got very lost like a few months ago, and I was like, what am I doing? What does anything mean? I'm like, but I think I'm okay. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Trying to remain positive. I don't know. This question is always weird because I feel like I should tell people like, I'm so good and I'm so, and woo,
Not
and
at all,
everyone
yeah.
should go to therapy, and I'm like the spokesperson for like.
You know what? We are all a work in progress. All of us.
I am definitely a work in progress, and I think people forget. Like that's a lot of what it's not my fault. It's yours. It's that like I'm fucked up. I have so much work to do. Like I'm not this, I'm so happy to be an inspiration to people, but like I still have really weird days and really weird times, and I think maybe I'm like, I really don't have it figured out. I think, actually.
Well, guess what? No one does. And what you need to give yourself credit for is that you are doing it. You are doing the work. You are trying. You've already accomplished so much.
Thank you. That song is just about, like, I think everybody probably thinks that I am just healed. And I actually need like maybe like 30 more years of like intensive therapy.
Yeah.
Which I'm very lucky to be able to have.
It is a gift.
So, yeah.
And no one thinks that you're healed. No one's healed. You know what I mean? We're healing, we're trying our best, we're doing our best, and we just try to enjoy life each day as we're on this journey, which has highs and lows and goes back and has dips, and like that's life.
I just remember the day I made that, I was feeling, I don't really know why I was so frustrated, but I thought the producer was late, so I took it as an opportunity to beat up the wall. I was like, well, she's not here, so hey, I got like 10 minutes to like beat up the wall. And I was just thinking like, wow, if anybody knew like how like I am like,
you just had to get that. You had to get that energy
just
out.
like, guys, I'm not.
That's okay. That's okay. And I think that's why it's inspiring, because you are real.
I hope so.
And you've already battled so much, and that's inspiring. And guess what? You're human. You're human.
I guess.
Yes, you are human. And I just hope that you're proud of what you've already accomplished and what you will continue to do.
Yeah, I'm very excited to make new music.
That's exciting.
It's just weird when you've done a project trying to get into the next thing. You're like, I kind of feel like, I feel like I have shoes on that are like too big.
I get that.
In the studio, I just feel like I have shoes on that are too big and I don't know where I'm going and I don't know. But it's, that's how I felt the first time, like after Worldwide Torture as well. I feel like every time you do a project, you're like, what now? Am I supposed to do a rebrand? Or like, what do the people want? What do I want? Like, what's...
Like whatever just comes out naturally is the right move.
Exactly. That's always worked for me.
When I started the Allison Hagendorf show, an online store was the furthest thing from my mind. But now I'm selling my show merch, my custom rock and roll soul hat, and soon even a custom hot sauce. Yes, you heard me. It is coming soon, and it's so easy. All because I use Shopify. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell everywhere at every stage of your business. They help you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. What I love about Shopify is it allows me to take control and customize my store for my audience. So it serves as a natural extension of my brand. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support my success every step of the way, because businesses that grow with Shopify. You can sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/TAHS, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/TAHS now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/TAHS. Let's do deep cuts, just some quick questions.
Yeah.
Name a song, album, or artist that changed your life.
Oh no, I don't even know anything.
It's okay. And if you can't think of anything, it's okay. We can go to the next one.
What's an album that changed my life?
Well, you did mention David Bowie before.
I think he changed my life in the longevity of an artist. Seeing the errors and seeing someone shapeshift without losing themselves. And that's really inspiring to me because I feel like I'm such a shapeshifter, but I often don't feel like there's room for me to shapeshift. And I always wonder if people will think that I don't know my identity if I just try all these different things. But I think that it doesn't show lack of identity, but more shows that you can do loads of things.
I love that David Bowie reference, though. I totally see that for you, and that's a great.
I've not been listening to him enough recently. I need to.
You can always go back. Yeah. What is your most prized possession?
It's just not the right answer, is it?
Well, because you're a collector.
Okay, yeah, let's go with that. I would say my cat, maybe.
Aw. What's your cat's name?
Her name is Monster Truck.
Oh, I love that.
I love her. I miss her.
Aw.
Miss you, Monster Truck. I'm coming home.
What's something your fans might be surprised to learn about you?
That I knit. I feel like is that surprising?
You knit?
I love to knit.
That's wonderful.
I'm trying to spice up my life. I basically just knit and I paint. I like to go to the park and I like to watch dating shows, and that's pretty much it. I think people think I have a rock star lifestyle. I would really like to be more adventurous with my quests in my day-to-day life. But I kind of live like someone who is retired. So unless I'm on a world tour, which you can buy tickets for. But yeah, maybe that I don't really do anything.
Well, you do lead a very adventurous life with your touring, and you do. So it's actually in those moments that's how you stay sane, is to knit and watch television.
Yeah,
and relax.
And it's so nice after a tour. You come back and it's home. And
yes,
it's
you and Monster Truck.
Yeah. Oh God, don't remind me. I miss her.
Aw. What would you say is your superpower?
That I can say how I feel, and then somehow it connects with people that I don't know.
Yeah,
I think.
that is beyond powerful.
Or I could say something that I think is so embarrassing.
Like what?
And I don't know, just in my songs share about things that I'm so ashamed about, or I think are ugly, and then people think it's cool for some reason. I just never thought that anyone would turn around to me about some of the things that I'm that's just so embarrassing, and be that's so cool of you. It's so surreal.
Well, there's strength in vulnerability, and the fact that you're doing that and using songwriting as a vehicle for that is so powerful, and speaks volumes about your character and what you're capable of. And I want you to know I'm just a huge fan of you.
Thank
and you
you.
are really pioneering a unique space in the musical landscape. Yeah.
I think it's I forget that people care.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
They care a lot. I care a lot. I care a lot about you.
I really appreciate that.
I care a lot about you and your journey and your work. You're an incredible talent and a beautiful person.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, Jazmin.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back. Oh, I'm such a fan of Jazmin's music, and to have the opportunity to sit down with them and really hear the personal stories behind these evocative lyrics and storytelling is just such a gift for me. Thank you so much for being part of the Allison Hagendorf Show presented by Cloudwater. A huge thank you to our other partners as well, Danny Wimmer Presents and Karma Sauce. Thank you Tribute Project for making my one-of-a-kind Smith shirt, Arctic Zone for our guest gift bags, and most importantly, thank you. If you enjoyed today's episode, I would be honored if you subscribe to the channel, and I would love to hear from you. So please like, comment, rate, review, whatever you're feeling, and reach out to me on socials at Allie Hagendorf. Let's connect. Let me know who I should interview next and what made you smile today. Thanks again. I'll see you next time, and remember, you're a rock star.